Hi, Tom from bknutrition.com, and today I want to talk about the most important thing you should be doing when you're trying to transform your body, but most people don't do it, either because they don't realize they should be doing it, or they just forget that they should be doing this really important thing because they're trying to follow their diet or their training plan or whatever. Now, what is that thing? It's living the life of the person you want to become. I call this making a statement about your identity. Now, a little known fact about me is I used to be a hypnotherapist, and I'm qualified in neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy. And I used to work with people for things like weight loss through mental clarity, anxiety, phobias, fear of heights, that sort of thing. And stopping smoking. Stopping smoking was a big one. Now, with the stopping smoking, and this is an analogy we can bring back to the weight loss, is that when people were trying to stop smoking, the thing they would always say to me is, "Oh, I'm trying to give up. I'm trying to give up." Because and the problem is they always thought about themselves as a smoker who's trying to give up. And then when people would offer them cigarettes, they would say, "No, thank you. I'm trying to give up." Now, that's the wrong thing to say. It's the wrong identity to have. It might be the right thing to say in terms of what you think needs to be said to someone offering you a cigarette, but actually you're establishing yourself as a smoker who is trying to give up, not as a non-smoker. So the alternative way to frame this when someone offers you a cigarette is, "No thank you, I'm a non-smoker." Now, this immediately establishes you as someone who is not a smoker, so wouldn't even think about having a cigarette, and so why would you offer them a cigarette? And establish themselves as changing their mindset to a non-smoker. Now, and this is very powerful with people who were trying to give up smoking, because immediately they made a statement about themselves rather than, "Oh no, I'm trying to give up," like a negative statement. "Oh, I do want that, but I'm trying to give up," which is a negative statement. You're trying to battle your willpower. Now, let's bring that back to weight loss or body transformations or anything else. Now, if someone offers you a cake, you can't turn around and say, "Oh, no thanks, I'm a non-eater," because that is completely stupid. Obviously, everyone eats. And the other wrong thing to say, although I don't want to class things as right or wrong, the other sort of wrong thing to say would be, "No, I don't want any cake," because that would be a lie, because you do want it. So we want things to be framed in a positive mindset. We want things to be framed that gives you the power to make statements about what you want to do with your life. So what I always tell people who are trying to lose weight, who are trying to live this leaner lifestyle, is to say, when they're offered cake or biscuits or whatever, say, "No thank you, I don't want any right now, I'll have some later on." Now, what that immediately says is that you're making a decision about yourself when you're going to eat. And this is the problem that a lot of people have who are trying to lose weight, is that they sort of lack this willpower. And often they're trying to battle themselves. And I've talked in one of my other videos about the three brains, where you have your instinctual muncher brain, your logical T-vor brain, and then your robot, that's your sort of a subconscious autonomic system. And the muncher brain is always the snacking brain that comes out whenever someone offers you cake. It goes, "Oh, cake, we want some of that," because we like how cake tastes. It's driven by dopamine, which gives you that, "Oh, I want that" moment. And the problem is because that urge can be so strong, especially when we're dieting, it catches us by unawares, and all of a sudden we find ourselves eating this cake. We go, "Oh, how did that happen? I'm trying to be on a diet, I'm trying to lose weight." So the statement about saying to someone who offers you cake, biscuits, whatever is "No thank you, I don't want any right now, I'll have some later." You're making a conscious bargain with your muncher brain to say, "Look, we know that we like cake or biscuits or whatever, and we know that we want to have some. We probably will have some at some point in the day, but let's make a conscious decision about when we're going to have that cake. Let's take control back into our minds about when we're going to have that, not just when someone throws it in our face and we give in to temptation." Now, this is called bargaining, and it's very important to be able to develop a bargaining system between your instinctual snacking brain and your logical brain, because the logical brain is the you that is in control most of the time, where I want to go on a diet, I want to lose weight, I want to get into better shape, I want to train harder, all those things. And the muncher, the snacking brain, is the one that pops up whenever you're stressed, whenever it sees a food it likes, like donuts, cakes, cookies, or whatever. It just pops up, wakes up and goes, "Oh, let's have that." When you're stressed, it pops up to give you food to make you feel better. So the idea is we don't want to fight the muncher brain, because essentially having a fight with yourself, like if you've ever seen the film Fight Club, and they're in the car park at the end, like having a fight with themselves, and you realise it's his imaginary friend. It's his imaginary friend who's actually talking to all the time. That's what it's like when you're trying to resist yourself from telling yourself that you want food. You're having a fight with yourself, and there's only going to be one victor there. and it's not going to be you, ironically, or it will be you, whatever. So the idea is you want to bargain with your brain and say, well, actually, yeah, I do like cake. I recognise I do like that food. I do want it. However, let's have some later on, potentially when we've had an evening meal, so that we can have it as a pudding, so that we're already partially full before we have it, so we don't overeat. All that stuff is taking back control, but you're also establishing yourself as someone who is in control of what they're eating and makes decisions about what they're eating, not someone who just eats everything because they don't know how many calories they're eating in the day, and they don't know how to control their food in order to lose weight. So what we're doing here is, I'm not saying we're an overweight person trying to lose weight by resisting the food, no thank you very much. What we're saying is we're living a leaner lifestyle, and that lifestyle does incorporate some cakes, some biscuits, some ice cream when we want it, but we're going to make the decisions about when that happens. And that's the crucial difference between someone who just eats whatever they want and then someone who eats whatever they want because they made decisions about what they are going to eat. So this is a nice little hack I don't like hacks, but trick you can use. So if you are trying to lose weight and someone says, we'd like a biscuit cake or whatever, say, no thank you, I'll have some later on, I don't want any right now. Because what's the reply to that? Because the problem is, you could say to someone, no thanks, I'm on a diet, and then they go, oh, one won't matter, that'll be okay, just have one, and they try and sort of coax you into it, not neglecting the fact that you're actually trying to make a statement that you want to lose weight, and they're trying to stop that, although they think they're being your friend by offering you one. So they say, oh, one won't matter, or something like, oh, you look good the way you are, and you think, well, thanks, but I actually do want to lose weight. And the other nice thing I like is what women get a lot is, oh, you're beautiful the way you are. And you're like, well, actually, I'm not saying I'm ugly, I just want to lose some weight. And so we get all these people saying all these things, and all you're saying is, no, I don't actually want a biscuit, thanks. I want to have it later on. So if you say to them, no, then I will have one later on, I don't want one right now, you're just saying, I'm not hungry, I don't want one. What's the get out from that? They go, okay, fine. And they can coach, you can just walk away or whatever, but the important thing is you made a statement that you are going to decide when you're going to have those high calorie snacks, and not your muncher brain, your instinctual brain, or that person offering you that thing. So having an identity, the identity you're looking towards, that's one step, is making sure that you're living like someone who is going to lose weight. So the other thing you want to think about is that if you wanted to lose 3 stone or whatever, would that 3 stone person go up a lift in a building, or would they take the stairs? Now, obviously, you've got to have some context here. If you're going to the Empire State Building, you probably wouldn't want to walk to the top of that building. You probably would take the elevator at least partially of the way, otherwise you might have a heart attack on the way up. So you've got to be some context here, but normally we're not at the Empire State Building. Normally we're only going up 3 or 4 floors. Would that person who is leaner than you, would they take the stairs, would they take the elevator? Would they, when they get up in the morning, go for a 20-minute walk, or would they sit scrolling through Facebook for 20 minutes in the morning? Would they go for low calorie drinks, or would they go for the full sugar drinks? Every decision in your life that you make has potentially gotten, what would this person do? And obviously some things, like when you get to a door, a leaner person just opens the door the same as what you do. There's no difference there. Although they might do some burpees before they do it, perhaps, I don't know. But the fact is that there's going to be lots of decisions you make in a day which a leaner person would make a different decision. And you've got to start thinking like that leaner person. What would they say? What would they do when faced with these circumstances? Now, this is pretty difficult, because if you are just starting out losing weight, you probably don't have any idea what these people would do. But let's put it into some context, okay? Leaner people are generally more active. Leaner people generally consume, and let's not go into the health halo thing here, but they generally consume less junk food. They generally consume more whole foods and fruits and veg and stuff like that. They are generally more considerate about the types of foods they're eating. So when they're potentially when they're looking at stuff to have with their meals, they're looking for fruit and veg rather than, say, chips, stuff like that. Now, these are just generalizations, but you start to see how these decisions in your life can be slightly affected. So you go into Tesco's or whatever to buy a sandwich for lunch. You buy a sandwich, what do you have with it? Do you have a pack of crisps and a Coke for the meal deal, or do you have a banana and a water? There's that difference. It's that easy swap you can make. Now, I'm not saying eat foods that you don't like, because that's not what I'm about. But you don't have to have the full fat crisp, so you can have Snacker Jacks, and Snacker Jacks is something that a lot of my clients go for, because Snacker Jacks are about half the calories, if not a third of the calories of a pack of crisps. Salt and vinegar Snacker Jacks, one of my favorites. You can actually get that crunchy salt and vinegar flavor that you would with, say, a Walker's bag of crisps or something else. You can get that very easily, and you get those sensations very easily, but for half or a third of the calories. So this is what I'm talking about, is making those small decisions every single day that pushes you towards that goal you want to be. And I'm not saying you want to do massive swings, because people who do massive swings to their diet say, right, I'm going to lose weight, right, no carbs now for the next 3 months or whatever, I'm going to exercise 4 hours a day. That's a huge swing, and that's not actually what leaner people do. Leaner people make very, very small adjustments to their diet so that it fits their lifestyle, and they can move very, very slowly towards where they want to be. I've talked in other videos about the massive shift, the handbrake turns that you make generally only end up in you going back the other way much more quickly, and then going on to a binge or stopping going to the gym altogether. So if you do want to make that move towards that person you want to become, it's got to be very small. So if someone you admire who has lost weight and is very fit is doing, I don't know, 40 minutes worth of exercise every day, don't try and do 40 minutes worth of exercise every day. Remember, there's one of my principles which is called incredible acts start with small actions. Now, I had a client called Christian, he's on my testimonials, and what he did was he wanted to get back into the gym. But he was like, he said, I'm really not happy or not confident about going just straight into the gym doing 40 minutes training. So what we said was, okay, fine. We need to establish the habit of going to the gym. So what we said to him was, go to the gym, and all I want you to do is go there for 5 minutes every, let's say 3 days a week, okay? And he's like, what do you want to do? I said, no, just go 5 minutes, okay? Go in there, say to the staff, look, I'm looking to join the gym. I'm just wanting to build my confidence up. Do you mind if I sit here for 5 minutes? So he went into the gym, 5 minutes, had a coffee, went home, or 10 minutes, whatever it was, went home. Didn't do any exercise. Now, when he felt confident enough that he was going to the gym, because he started making those decisions, a leaner person goes to the gym, but he didn't go and train, he just went to the gym, he started building up that habit. When he felt more confident he sat there for 10 minutes, and then 15 minutes, and then he went and did 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then he went and did 20 minutes on the treadmill, and then he went into the weights. So he didn't go 40 minutes, because that's what he does now, 40 minutes smashing weights. And I think the last time I spoke to him, because he's not my client anymore, last time I spoke to him, he was on for a half marathon or something. So he started off with being very sedentary, but started making all these decisions about how a leaner person lives, and started making those decisions. So he started by going to the gym 5 minutes a day, and then he was up to 40 minutes every day. And that's just from doing those small little things. It wasn't a handbrake turn, it was living that life a little bit at a time. And that's what I want you to think about. If you're trying to change your life, trying to lose weight, that's the way to do it. Very small increments that you can put into your life that don't really tax you, don't really mentally strain you. You build on those things, and after a while, you get to that point where you go, wow, I'm doing like an hour's worth of training every day with weights and some cardio, and I'm walking to work every day. Where did that come from? The little steps, that's where it comes from. If you're looking to build muscle, the same thing. Don't go into the gym and do an hour's worth of weights. You'll end up hurting yourself. Instead, go to the gym, do a little bit of bench or a little bit of squats or whatever, do a little bit, get the feel for the gym, get the feel for the atmosphere, go home, come back, go home, come back. And very, very quickly, that's how you'll build up. That's how I started. I went to a gym full of bodybuilders, tiny little skinny 17-year-old kid. I went to the gym, I think I was 16 actually. Went to the gym, my dad bought me my first membership, went there, full of bodybuilders. I was like, wow, how do I get massive? And the guys there were very good. They said, don't do too much. Here's some exercises. So they got me doing a bit of squat, a bit of bench, a bit of rows and stuff, like big compound movements, just a very little bit. And my first bench, I did the bar on the bench, and I did that for about a month. I think it was 20 kilos, and I did that to build up. But now I can bench press a whole lot more because I built up. And okay, I've had some injuries, but that's when I've been doing stupid stuff. Generally, I'm very, very careful about what I do, but I built up in very, very small increments. So building muscle, losing body fat can't be done overnight. Small increments. Live the life of the person you want to become. I wanted to become a bodybuilder, so I had to make those small steps every single day when I went into the gym to get to that goal. I didn't go into the gym and do an hour's worth of squats and deadlifts and stuff straight away, because I would have probably killed myself or had a very bad injury. So whatever you're trying to do, live the life of the person you want to become, but live it a bit at a time. You won't get to a pro bodybuilder by doing a pro bodybuilder's workout. You need to build up those workouts, build up the food, the nutrition, and whatever else, and make sure you're getting to that point very slowly and very consistently, so you're building up the systems and the habits that get you there. Okay, so I think I've gone on a long time about that now, so I think I'll stop there. Hope you found the video helpful. Lots of different ideas there, of course, lots to take in. If you've got any comments, got any thing you want to ask me, please drop some stuff in the comments below. Obviously, like, subscribe, everything else. Let's get me to 1 million followers sometime in the next 10 years. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.